Can a measly 1 penny help you to save for a small fortune this year? Well, in this video, we're going to explore exactly that question with the 1p savings challenge. Hey friends, I'm Charles, full-time Googler, part-time YouTuber, and I make videos on how to make, save, and invest your money well. If that sounds like your kind of thing or something you'd be interested in learning more on, do hit the subscribe button down below for other awesome videos just like this one. Okay, so we all know that we should really do some kind of savings or have some savings account or some sort of system set up. But in reality, most of us don't. It's complicated. We're not really sure like what to do, how much to transfer, all these kind of questions. And generally, we're all trying to save up for something in the future, right? Whether it's a holiday, whether it's a new tech purchase, whether it's a new car, a new phone, whatever it might be. But we're not necessarily sure an easy way of actually being able to do that. And it can feel pretty painful to move your hard-earned cash from month to month over from your normal account into a savings account, particularly if you're moving from payslip to payslip or you've got lots of kind of outgoings and lots of bills to pay. So it hurts, right? And it can be painful, especially if you want to use that money for other things. Maybe you want to use it in your day-to-day spending. If you want to use it for a friend's birthday party, if lockdown allows. Like sometimes moving money from your normal account into a savings account, it just doesn't feel kind of exciting, and it's kind of gets in the way of like our day-to-day lives. Well, the whole idea with the 1p savings challenge is that it kind of takes away that hurt and effectively sets up a really easy system that automatically transfers money from your account into a savings account starting from just 1 penny. And if you think the 1p savings challenge is easy and maybe there's something far more advanced you're looking for, definitely check out the 52-week savings challenge as well for more advanced people. But if you're someone who doesn't really do much saving or doesn't really have any savings at all, definitely keep watching this video. Okay, so what is the challenge? How do we do it? Well, the whole idea with the challenge is that every single day you put away the amount of money in pennies or cent or whatever the currency is where you live locally, but in this case we'll use pennies as the example. You put a number of pennies that equate to how many days you are into the challenge. So day 1 you'll put in 1p, day 2 2p, day 30 30p, you get the gist. And then on the last day of the year you put in 365p or £3.65 or £3.66 if it's a leap year. And if you kick off 2021 from today, the 1st of January, with that 1p, that means at the end of the year, you'll have £667.95 that you've gathered in your savings account just from saving a penny, 2p, 3p, 4p, etc. Okay, cool, so we get the challenge. And there's 3 ways that we can actually implement the challenge. 1, you could get like a physical money bank that you have on your desk and you just put in a p, 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p, etc. each day. You could transfer the money manually, so each day you go into your account, set up a transaction and then transfer it from your current account into your savings account. Or what's even easier is many banks, particularly modern banks like Monzo and Starling, they will allow you to do this automatically using something called IFT, which is if this then that. And if you use if this then that, you don't have to worry about transferring the money at all. It will automatically do it from your current account to your savings account, no extra cost. You just connect it up to your Monzo or Starling account, or maybe some legacy accounts might support it. So if you're one of those heathens who haven't upgraded to a modern bank account yet, you might be lucky and you might be able to do this, but I think it's mostly the modern accounts where you'll be able to set up if this then that integration. So effectively, yeah, you set up IFT, you connect it to your bank, it starts working automatically and it automatically sends that money from your current account into the savings account every single day, increasing it by a penny each time. Super, super simple. Now look, you don't have to follow the rules of the challenge exactly like this. The aim of the challenge is really to just kind of get in a bit of a rhythm, a bit of a routine with saving. Not having to worry too much about it as well, I think is a really key thing. Not having to stress of whether we're going to put this money in our savings account, it means we can't go out, we can't have that holiday. Just having a really automated, really simple solution of moving money from your current account into your savings account each month. If you want a challenge, feel free to increase the amount that it transfers every single day. Feel free to start from high to low, look into the 52-week savings challenge, which is a little bit more advanced. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. The key thing here is we just want to get into a bit of a routine and a bit of a regime of something that is super simple to move from our current account to our savings account without it feeling like we're doing really anything at all. But if you're someone who wants to do something a little bit more custom or a little bit more advanced, you can choose to set it whichever date you like. You could even start from now and go high to low instead of building it up over time. You can do more, you can double it up, you could do the 52-week savings challenge. The options are kind of like endless in that point. I think the whole point here is just to actually have an easy way of being able to start saving in a way that doesn't feel like it's kind of painful or hurting our bank balance or affecting what we do. So that's the challenge in a nutshell. Super easy, super simple to get started. But what if we're looking to get a good savings rate on the actual amount that we've got in that savings pot as it kind of builds up over time? Well, in this part of the video, we're going to cover all the different savings accounts and the best rates that there are on the market. Spoiler alert, the interest rates at the moment are pretty trash. So most of the challenge really is just about getting into a routine and a rhythm with savings. But let's cover the best savings rates now because there's still some reasonably okay deals, and it's just important to make sure we're earning some interest in this part, right? Okay, so the top 3 interest rates at the moment for a traditional kind of bank account is Investec with 0.55% interest with a minimum deposit of £5,000. Then we've got Atom Bank with an interest rate of 0.5% and no minimum deposit, which is nice. Aldermore, which is 0.5% and a minimum deposit of £1,000 in that one. So any of these ones with minimum deposit, you need to open the savings account, put the minimum deposit in first, and then set up the savings challenge from there. So that's just something to be aware of. Atom might work out quite a good one in the sense of you don't need to do any kind of minimums, or you could always use any pots or savings that Monzo or Starling recommend. So that was the traditional savings accounts, but let's look at the easy access ISA accounts. And there's 3 of these here too. With an easy access cash ISA, obviously the key thing here is that you don't pay any tax or any capital gains tax on any of the interest or earnings that you get in the savings account. So realistically, between the 2 of these accounts, an ISA or a savings account, for most people just go for the one with the highest rate. From an easy access ISA perspective, the top one is Scottish Building Society. They've got 0.6% with a minimum deposit of £1. Next up, we've got Charter Savings Bank at 0.56% and a minimum deposit of £5,000. And number 3, we've got Coventry Building Society at 0.4% with a minimum £1 deposit too. For more information about savings accounts and ISAs, which one to choose and the best kind of rates at the moment, I've dropped a really helpful link in the description below, which will kind of guide you through a little bit more information about those. There's definitely a few conditions with some of these accounts in terms of the minimum you have to put in each month, whether you can open it, or whether you have to be with that bank already. Do some research, have a look and see what works. As I say, the key thing with the challenge, don't worry too much about the interest rate. They are pretty abysmal as it is at the moment, like 0.5%. It's just terrible. So think more about the challenge. Like even if you don't have a savings account that has any interest, even if you're just using like something like a Monzo pot, I know some of them don't even have any interest. It's all about just getting yourself in that routine. Any interest you earn is a bonus, but if you're doing the basic savings challenge, 0.5% of £667 isn't going to be a game changer. So think more about the system, less about the savings rate. So what better time than the 1st of January to kick off this 1p savings challenge? And whether you're using a traditional bank, a modern bank, or wherever you're set up, and even if you just want to use a pot on your desk for a little bit more of like a physical, viewable motivation, then do that. I think the key lesson here is it's good to have savings, it's good to have a system, and it's good to have something that doesn't feel like we're saving, but in reality we're saving at least £667 come the end of the year without feeling like we're saving. And you'll definitely thank yourself at the end of the year for starting now. If you like this video, definitely check out my lifetime ISA video, which is a really good way of building up money and starting to save for buying a house or for retirement. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.